So this is Ryan, college freshman, mid to upper 80s. He came to me with control concerns. He's throwing the ball a lot harder than he was his senior year of high school, but no control whatsoever. So looking at Ryan, we played through fast motion a couple times. Um, Even though we can't see the full finish, we can see enough to see that Ryan is basically running off the mound on his finish. So looking at that one more time, we see right here the front heel coming off the ground. Basically, this whole front side is not stable. Again, this is the point of the delivery. We want a stable front side so that the hips can efficiently rotate around. Ryan is never accomplishing that. So if we look at obviously one of the big factors in him not having control is an unstable front side. We can go back and let's look at the back side and see what that might, see if there's something going on there. What we see in his leg lift is a very, I guess a good word I would use is a dormant post leg. If we just look at this going through, we see there's very little activity in the back leg, just no engagement of the glutes, no engagement of anything there. What that's going to allow is we'll kind of just fall out of the top of the leg kick rather than actively using the back hip to drive the body forward or move the body forward. We're just kind of falling. And right there you see front hip dominance starting to take over. You see the front foot opening, which tells us the front hip is taking the lead and pulling the body around. And then we get to obviously where Ryan is trying to use the backside and he jumps. All right, and what we're doing there is becoming extremely linear. Notice the hips going up at that point. So this little jump towards home plate is taking his hips rather than going down the slope of the mound. He's going up, and we see all that energy crashing down, and he's very linear. And you see the hip bounce up and over there rather than stable front side and the hips rotating around. At this point right here, we want to see those hips rotating. Stable front side and rotating. What we see is this up and over. The hips aren't able to rotate around, delivering the arm at maximum speed. With Ryan, I think the thing that would help him above all is, even using the core velocity belt or not, just a wall drill, working on actively engaging the right side glutes at this point on our leg kick, feeling what that feels like to let the back hip move the body forward, which would put him in a much better position at landing without this late jump happening. We want to work on moving down the slope of the mound with the back hip doing the work, and then really focus on the feeling of the hips rotating around, back hip rotating around the front hip as opposed to this up and over. One of the big things, I just see this real quickly here, a lot of times this is a great way to know when we're not getting great rotation is we see this little bounce right there in the back foot. We see that happening. We know that the hips aren't rotating around. We didn't appropriately transfer weight to the front side, so you still see all this weight kind of sitting or driving straight into the ground at that point, which leads to the back side kind of bouncing. If this is done correctly, you'll see the hips rotate, a little toe drag, and then the hip as they rotate, then you see the leg following through. Anytime we're seeing this bounce, we know that we didn't sufficiently transfer the weight to the front side. So anyway, again with Ryan, we'll start back here with a leg kick. and hopefully that'll clear up a lot of his timing issues that he's obviously working on, but also help him create a more stable landing in which he can rotate the hips around.